That's a nice picture of the car. I don't see any damage. There I see a little damage. You're talking about right over here?
Yeah, it was really hard to take a picture of the actual dent.
And is this where he kicked your car? Is that
Yes, in the back of it, yes.
That's it? Okay. You want to see the pictures?
Yeah.
You've seen them.
Please.
Hmm?
I haven't seen them.
Did you apologize, Mr. Stinson, the next day? Mr. Stinson.
Oh, I sent her a text message saying I believe I acted out.
Yes. You believe you acted out and?
Right.
Can I say?
That was it. Saying that I believe that I acted out.
And sorry, or I just believe I acted out?
Was there an apology?
No, there's no apology. He actually said his exact word. Well, first, throughout the night, it was just cursing and stuff. And then at the end of the night, he said, "Oh, I really messed up tonight, didn't I?" And then, of course, I said, "Yes, you did." And then the next day, he said, "Hey, you want to go out tonight?" And of course, I said no because of all the things that happened. He completely didn't remember what happened. That he thought everything was okay and he wanted to still go out. And it was like, no, you damaged my car. Like, it's not all good.
Have you seen him since?
No, I haven't. It's the first time I've seen him since the incident.
Okay. All right, good.
No, this isn't making sense.
Thank you.
Closed captioning sponsored by
Dry, itchy winter skin? Cortisone 10 has the strongest non-prescription itch medicine, plus moisturizers to help heal skin fast. So I'm itch-free and worry-free. Cortisone 10.
Dandruff, meat microbeads, many lacerations. New Selsun Blue Deep Cleanser Microbead Scrub goes to the source, wiping out flakes before they flake. New Selsun Blue Deep Cleansing.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
I'd say fruit flavor. Yummy rich.
Have you met your skin twin? CoverGirl True Blend has skin twin technology. Other makeup can sit on your skin so it looks like makeup, but True Blend has skin twin technology to actually merge with your skin. How easy, breezy, beautiful is that? True Blend from CoverGirl.
At Green Giant, we know nature gives us the most nutritious of gifts, but only when they're ready to be given. That's why Green Giant picks vegetables at their peak and freezes them fast, locking in nutrients for you to unwrap. Pediacare, relied on by moms and pediatricians to help kids feel better.
The Governor's Financial Review team now in place. What members expect as they prepare to comb through Detroit's books. Plus, fatten up your wallet by slimming down and health works where some people are getting paid to lose weight. And a big batch of orange barrels headed to I-94. See what's in store for you next on Fox 2 News.
Flash mob sensation. It's taking the world by storm.
These are all my friends.
All new World, Wednesday, January 4th.
Now that I have Assurance, I can call our doctor. With Assurance Wireless in Michigan, you get a free phone and 250 free voice minutes each month.
Now that we have Assurance, we just keep in touch with our grandchildren.
For $5 each month, get 500 total voice minutes. Or for $20 a month, get 1,000 total voice minutes and 1,000 texts. Now that I have Assurance, I can send a quick text. All offers include a free phone, nationwide coverage, and these calling features. Plus, it's easy to keep your current number.
Now that I have Assurance, I can let work know I'm running late.
You may qualify for Assurance if you're on Medicaid or use these other services.
Now that I have Assurance, I can do more with more minutes.
Call now to see if you qualify and learn what Assurance can do for you.
Call 1-800-375-5021. That's 1-800-375-5021. Or visit AssuranceWireless.com.
At Instant Tax Service, everybody gets a check. Bring your last pay stub to Instant Tax Service, and you could get a loan up to $1,000.
But I only work part-time.
You get a check.
I only worked on and off.
You get a check. But my credit is bad. Everybody gets a check. Call 1-888-901-1040. That's 1-888-901-1040. And get connected to the Instant Tax Service nearest you. Instant Tax Service. Everybody gets a check.
Thinking about going to school? First of all, the healthcare industry is really growing. We're talking 22% employment growth between 2006 and 2016. Secondly, training doesn't take as long as you think, so you can get started in the healthcare field right away. And Dorsey schools offer programs in all the hot healthcare fields. You deserve a career you love.
Call Dorsey Schools at 888-234-3388. That's 888-234-3388. Call now. Want justice? Go to JudgeJudy.com or call 1-888-800-JUDY.
Mr. Stinson, when you get drunk, you sometimes do stupid things. You know, finals are over, that's a great thing. When finals are over, and I know that this is not a standard, but when my finals were over, all I wanted to do was go to sleep. You know, getting drunk was sort of not the remedy, it was not the RX for finals being over. And by the way, how did you do?
Okay on one.
Okay on one.
Yeah.
And on the other?
Not so good.
Stay sober, Mr. Stinson. You owe $1,165.30 to fix up the damage from your drunken evening. Look like a nice young man. Learn from a mistake. That's all. Thank you.
Judge Judy continues.
Again, for this level, I'll go back for the star coins.
Judge Judy.
How did the fire start?
A stereo component shorted out and ignited the carpet on fire.
Full stereo fire. Where was your dog?
The dog was upstairs in the apartment.
The dog perished in the fire?
Yes, it did.
Judge Judy.
Yeah, we're kicked out of the party. It's extremely embarrassing.
Yeah, I definitely got to pick out the party.
And as I'm trying to vouch and say that we were the quietest ones at the party,
I don't know how to explain my behavior.
he's yelling at the guy whose house it is.
That's not in my character to act like that.
And, you know, proving that what I'm saying isn't right.
I'm not typically like that.
When he drinks, he's always like that.
That's just not me.
But that was an extremely bad night.
A 27-year-old man is accused of killing his boyfriend. Why he says this is a case of self-defense.
Just days after Christmas, a deadly gas explosion at a furniture store here in Wayne. What's happened in the year since? Pontiac firefighters are in a battle for their own lives, the future of their departments, and their jobs.
Basically, it's a gun to our heads. As we've all known, we're told we will be fired.
They've already gotten pink slips. Now they have to vote on whether to dissolve their department. I'll let you know how it's going.
And right now, the alleged trigger man involved in a Christmas Day murder facing felony charges.
Andre Johnson accused of shooting and killing his 27-year-old boyfriend. Fox's Alexis Wiley was at his arraignment in Redford.
27-year-old Andre Johnson is being held on $1 million bond. Neighbors say he and his boyfriend, 27-year-old Dexter Stafford, were perfect neighbors. And now one of them is dead and the other is sitting in jail.
And he is very much on the edge of almost breaking down. He feels terrible about this.
27-year-old Andre Johnson cried as he heard the charges against him. He's accused of murdering the man friends say he wanted to marry. It happened Christmas Day inside this Redford home. James Howarth is Johnson's attorney.
He was attacked by his roommate, and he responded out of fear. A gun went off, and very unfortunately, his roommate was killed.
Dexter Stafford was pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. Johnson called 911 himself.
It's very terrible, it's tragic, but it was not an intentional killing.
Johnson pled not guilty. His attorney says a friend saw the whole thing, and he's hoping that witness will help prove that this was not a murder. It was self-defense.
I believe that Mr. Johnson was doing nothing other than defending himself.
Stafford's family was not at the arraignment. Johnson is scheduled to be back in court January 10th. In Redford, I'm Alexis Wiley, Fox 2 News.
The fate of the Pontiac Fire Department still up in the air right now. Firefighters are expected to vote on whether to dissolve the department. They have already received their pink slips. It happened on Christmas Eve. Right now, they are still talking it over. Fox 2's Robin Schwartz on the story today, live outside the firehouse. And Robin, this thing is actually developing as we talk. Where do things stand right now?
Well, Murray, they're definitely
definitely taking their time, and they're definitely thinking this over. The firefighters gathered here at about 1 o'clock this afternoon. They have been here ever since, and we're told that this vote could come at any time. After getting pink slips Christmas Eve, Pontiac firefighters arrived at the Pike Street Fire Station to make a painful decision. They're being forced to vote on an agreement that will essentially dissolve their department and let the Waterford Township Fire Department take over. Something many said going in just isn't fair.
Basically, it's a gun to our heads. We're being told either you vote for this and maybe get a job, or you don't vote for this and you're gone as of February 1st.
We're told the 57 firefighters spent all day talking with lawyers, asking hundreds of questions. And there are questions about their possible future with the Waterford Township Fire Department as well.
We haven't seen one Waterford fireman, one Waterford fire chief. No one has been here to tell us what our positions will be if we get hired there. They're being very vague, and they have not put anything in writing to assure that our guys get jobs.
Pontiac Fire has a proud history that dates back 178 years. Their firehouse is filled with memorabilia from decades of life-saving work. Pontiac's emergency manager, Lou Schimmel, has said dissolving the department will save $3 million. But firefighters say their proposal to save even more was ignored. And they believe this battle is not over money at all.
I think it's about the breaking up of unions, trying to make this a right-to-work state. I think that's all tied in with the governor's plan.
And the fire department is the last labor union left here in Pontiac. Again, this vote could come at any time. As soon as it happens, we'll let you know the results. Live in Pontiac, Robin Schwartz, Fox 2 News.
And Robin, what about emergency manager Lou Schimmel? We were out there last night. He did not show up for the city council meeting. Any word from him today?
I've been in touch with his office, Murray. I talked to them as recently as 30 minutes ago, and they told me that he is in the office today. They said that he's not available to take any questions right now, but you can be sure that he's watching very closely what's happening here and waiting to see how this vote will go.
Probably watching us right now, too. Thank you, Robin Schwartz, for that live report on the Pontiac situation.
A brutal attack in Detroit. Police now searching for the person who left a woman beaten lying in the street. The 19-year-old was found on Catton Street on the city's east side. Witnesses say they heard arguing near the Wildcat Motorcycle Club. They also tell us it took EMS at least 30 minutes to get to the scene and take the woman to the hospital. Right now, we still don't know her condition.
And nearly 1 year ago, 2 furniture store employees were killed in a devastating explosion.
As Fox News Emily reports, people in Wayne are still recovering from that tragedy.
A year after that gas explosion rocked downtown Wayne, this block has yet to rebuild, and many questions have yet to be answered.
My husband had been outside. He had smelled some gas. He called me out there, and it was just so strong. I knew immediately something was wrong.
Kelly Hively called Consumers Energy at 7:40 the morning of December 29th. At 9:05, the Frank's Furniture Store, just 10 houses away on Wayne Road, exploded, badly injuring and burning owner Paul Franks and killing employees Jim Zell and Leslie Mashniak.
These were both very close families. Lost a significant member of the family, and, they have to move on.
Stuart Sklar represented the families of Mashniak and Zell in their
Start
lawsuit
going
against
for
Consumers
kind of hard
Energy.
for these
They
levels.
reached a confidential
I'll try to find them.
settlement,
If
as
not,
did Paul Franks.
too bad.
Last week, Consumers issued their report, their findings of their investigation, that a 2-inch steel main in the alley behind Frank's was separated, but how still isn't clear. What is clear is that the first call of a gas leak came into Consumers at 6:13 that morning. A 32-year veteran service technician arrived at 6:40, did testing, couldn't find the source of the leak, and left for another call at 7 a.m. Something many believe violates a number of policies and procedures, putting public safety at risk. Consumers admits the technician did not perform several tests while on scene.
It's my understanding that the Michigan Public Service Commission now has the report, and they're going to do their own investigation, or at least follow up, and then we'll see what they do. They're the ones that are responsible ultimately for, looking after all of us.
For Hively and others who live here in Wayne, there's hope the stores will someday reopen.
My hope is that area, 10 houses from us, that block down there, rebuilds and we kind of see our little tiny city of Wayne, come back.
In Wayne.